Hey, it's Heather, and today I'm not going to cook, I'm going to talk. I posted a written entry to my blog called Let Them Eat Organic Cake, and it's about the food crisis, and I got a lot of feedback, so I want to continue the conversation here. Now, because I spend a lot of time thinking about, good food and people eating, I'm naturally drawn to the sustainable food movement with its local organic farming. And some of the biggest names in that movement, and they sell a lot of books, are Michael Pollan, Omnivore's Dilemma, strongly recommended, an excellent book, and Alice Waters, whose approach to organic food basically launched the whole thing in the first place. And I sort of took issue because there was an article in the New York Times where they were both quoted in, which talks about the good news about food prices, which, as we all know, are out of control. Now, here's the reasoning. This price jump is good because it largely affects the industrial processed food, the junk, while the already expensive sustainable items are unchanged. So, since everything's high, people will then make the choice to buy, the good stuff instead of the junk. And that's all great, except there are many people who can't afford the higher prices. And in fact, in America, food banks are at an all-time low, while food stamps are high. People have to resort to emergency measures to feed their family. So while it's fine to support your local farmer, if you have this kind of platform and you don't also mention this huge food crisis with huge global implications, I feel like you're kind of dropping the ball. And this is not a temporary problem. People are hungry, and that makes them cranky. Literally, food riots are breaking out all over, and it's really politically destabilizing. And here's why it's not going away. There's a growing middle class. More people want to eat better. The price of oil, as we all know, is through the roof. Climate, drought, less food production, that is the fault of global warming. And ethanol. Farmers are not making food, they're making fuel. So, while the sustainable food movement is right, that's definitely the way to go. Eventually, it'll solve these problems. In the meantime, children are starving. So here's what you can do. First off, donate. Bring non-perishables, if you can, to your local soup kitchen, or give some cash. A great place to start, the UN's World Food Program. Second thing you need to do, I think, is educate yourself. It's a knotty, complicated problem, but it affects us all. A great place to start is the Washington Post website. Absolutely the best and most comprehensive coverage I've seen. And the third thing you got to do is advocate. While you're shopping for your organic items, if that's what you do, go on to sites like Second Harvest, and in a click, you can reach your local representative and get them to solve this problem with the Farm Bill, to release funds for food stamps and give more money to the UN to feed people. Also, make this a campaign issue to talk about it. The food crisis is as significant as any other crisis we are now facing. So, for all the links and the articles that I mentioned, please hit my website, sogood.tv. Next time, I promise, I'll see you at the stove.